some interesting and pretty exciting news, in my opinion. Talking about the Batman, and more specifically going to talk about the Joker character, whether or not the Joker is going to be in Matt Reeves' Batman universe, and if it is the Joker, if it's an origin story, etc. So this will be talking about some spoilers, so heads up right now, I'm going to tell you that. So I watched the Batman, and I've got some videos coming on my thoughts of the Batman and a few certain aspects of that movie that really stuck out to me. I absolutely loved it. I think it may be my favorite interpretation of the Batman and of Bruce Wayne. I watched it with my wife, and I told her in the middle of the movie, I said, as you know, The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies of all time. I said, but I do not watch that movie for Batman. I watch that movie for Heath Ledger's Joker. I think that performance is my favorite of all time. Definitely tied for first. I don't know what else would be up there, but anyway, so talking about Matt Reeves' Batman, we do see at the end when Paul Dano's Riddler gets put in Arkham, there's another inmate talking to him, and you can hear the high-pitched laugh, and you can see the scars on the face a little bit, but it's kind of very vague. They don't really want you to know exactly who this guy is or what he looks like. And I believe Paul Dano actually says, who are you, or something like that. So they released another scene, a deleted scene, which is on YouTube. Highly recommend you go watch it if you haven't already. And in this scene, it was supposed to take place earlier in the film, and Bruce Wayne, Batman, actually goes to Arkham to talk to this Joker-esque character. And it's very much like a Silence of the Lambs situation where he basically is bringing his file and everything he has on a murderer, the Riddler, and he's looking for kind of advice or guidance from another murderer who is this really demented, scarred up inmate with, or patient, what the hell, would you call it a patient? I think so. In Arkham. Now, if I remember right, they don't refer to him as Joker. So my first thought when I watched the movie, not the deleted scene, but the movie, was, oh, cool, that's the Joker, and he is going to potentially work with the Riddler in a follow-up movie, and, maybe in some way he inspired the Riddler, but again, in rewatching it, the Riddler doesn't seem to know who this guy is, and they don't use the term Joker, and Matt Reeves did an interview with IGN where he did confirm that is the Joker, but he said it's an origin, so it's essentially the character that will eventually become the Joker. So this is him before he takes on that identity, that name, which I think is really cool. Obviously, we saw some kind of interpretation of this with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, which, again, excellent movie, but, you can definitely argue whether or not that's Joker from the DC comics, or if that's just a Joker-inspired character. I know it was still DC, but anyway, that's another video. That's another conversation. But anyway, so Matt Reeves did confirm this guy is the Joker, or the character that will eventually become the Joker. And, obviously Bruce Wayne is going to him for help, but it seems like kind of a reverse of what I initially thought, where I suspect the Joker character is actually going to be taking more inspiration from Paul Dano's Riddler than the other way around. I do find this new Joker interpretation very intriguing. I'm very excited to see where it could go. I know some people are kind of burnt out with the Joker and thinking that, there's already so many that have been done in the last few years, and that's true, but there's also so many Real Housewives shows, and they keep fucking pumping those out, so again, if it's a new take and it's something exciting and fresh, I'm all for it. I also think it is. I'm not really familiar with this actor. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he was in the Eternals movie, which I have not watched. I will probably watch it eventually, but I am in no fucking rush to see it. But I think the actor was from that movie, and I do think for an up-and-coming actor to take on a role such as the Joker, it is pretty exciting. Obviously, most people would agree that Heath Ledger's performance was one of the best they've ever seen. And then most people would also agree that Jared Leto's interpretation, at least before the Snyder Cut post-credit scene, was subpar. So I think it'll be cool to see a new person play the Joker, a very new interpretation of the Joker. Matt Reeves said that this guy would essentially be somebody who, grew up with some kind of disfigurement that would make him always be smiling, and his face is really scarred and really messed up. I haven't showed the video to my wife yet, so I might have to do a video where I'll talk to her and discuss her thoughts right after I show it to her, because I think she's going to have a different reaction than I had. I was very intrigued. She's probably going to be a little repulsed, but it's kind of the point. But anyway, yeah, I think this Joker is going to in some way find inspiration from the Riddler, and I think that's exciting, that's different. And they also made a point of pointing out at the end of the film, Catwoman mentioned it, and then Matt Reeves actually mentioned it in this interview. He said that after Carmine Falcone is killed, there's going to be a big power grab. So that Penguin, by the way, Colin Farrell nailed that, but Penguin is going to be probably keeping a very significant role, maybe taking a more significant role in whatever follow-up film comes. And maybe we'll see the Joker go, have some kind of a rise to power, if you will, in the next film. Maybe it won't be for a couple films. Maybe they'll keep him kind of sidelined for a little bit. But regardless, I definitely think we will see more of him in whatever film comes next. I do find it really intriguing and really exciting and fun to just have him be a character that Batman actually is consulting. So definitely let me know what you think about that aspect of it. I think it's fun. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say in this video, but I cannot remember, and I'm getting ready for work, so I gotta go. I'll try to post more moving forward. I always have ideas for videos, and then I hold off for whatever reason, whether it's time constraints or such. I am working my ass off on my book. I've also got a 6-month-old and a full-time job and a wife and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, let me know what you think about, if you've seen the post-credit scene, or excuse me, fuck it, I'm going to call it a post-credit scene. It's a deleted scene. If you've seen the deleted scene, or even if you haven't, please go watch it. Let me know what you think. I think it's really excellent. I'm glad they released it. I'm glad that it is actually still, I don't know, I think you could argue that it's still part of the canon of this story, even though it wasn't actually in the film. I think if you listen to Matt Reeves in the interview, it definitely was a strategic move for him to keep that hush-hush and keep it out of the grapevine, if you will, which makes sense because, again, I feel like if there was too much stuff out there about, Matt Reeves is making a Joker in his Batman movie, it might have diluted what was so intriguing about his Batman movie, just because, again, we've seen so much stuff about the Joker, and it's just kind of played out. But, again, somehow he's made me very excited about this. I think this is going to be an exciting, new, dark, twisted interpretation. And I would not be opposed to the whole Batman-Joker... I think partnership is a loosely accurate word. But, I'm going to call it a partnership for right now. I think that's a cool element, and it would be really, really awesome to see that see it get explored for a while before they eventually realize that they're on very different sides of, let's say the fight for Gotham. Anyway, wrapping this one up. Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.